I don't know, like two.
Work hard and live each day to the fullest. That is what life in Mondstadt is all about, isn't it? Everything is negotiable, except overtime.
Oh hey, mommy. Maybe you should load up my gym. I want to eat, but at the same time, I don't really feel like it.
Don't we have a job to do?
Yeah!
Work hard and live each day to the fullest. That is what life in Mondstadt is all about, isn't it?
The campaign begins.
Animal hypostasis simulation!
Shine down!
Anong power bank?
Insolent! Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape!
Ready, steady, go! I'll protect us.
Mom's going out. Anong power bank, Mami? May as well.
Shine down!
Absorption test. Animo test 6308. Goma, get them! Stand clear. Don't break my glasses.
The game's just so slow now. The only reason I was able to do and bear with doing my daily commissions back then was because I had that exploration team with Rosaria. Allowed me to go through places really fast. Now everything's so slow. I can't tolerate this.
Absorption test. Nice and spicy.
There is no escape.
Stand clear. Animal test 6308. Swirl, Mark 2. You're toast.
Shine down.
La, 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 la. Huh.
Aw.
Yeah. Loba, get absorption test. Animal test 6308. Nice and spicy. Let's dance.
There is no escape.
Absorption test. Stand clear. Absorption test. Enhanced Animal Module 75. Animal test 6308. Get me. Let the show begin.
Torn to oblivion. Shine down.
Absorption test.
Illusion shattered.
This realm is true.
Okay, nice.
If you ever have any... I haven't been out in a while.
Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shattered!
Instead of a bed like this, try out this special design. Or instead of spiders climbing like this, they should climb like this instead. And these are 41 Minecraft ideas that need to exist. But watch out, because some of these features, Mojang wants you to forget. The stone cutter is great, but it doesn't work for wood items. So now we've got a wood cutter to help us out. See, a stone cutter makes it so much easier to craft things like stairs and slabs. And now we can do the same for our logs and nether stem blocks, which should help to save us on some wood. And hopefully that'll prevent a few more forests from getting chopped down as well. Mushroom fields biomes are great, but they're pretty lonely. Enter the Cluck Shroom. With this new variant for Minecraft Earth, we finally have another mob that hangs around with our mushrooms. And like their Minecraft Earth counterpart, they can even leave a trail of red mushrooms when they walk, allowing for some new farming techniques for sure. Or if that's not the Minecraft Earth mob that you're looking for, then consider the Furnace Golem. This version of the Iron Golem is a lot more fierce, and it'll even ignite enemies on fire when it protects you. Think of it as a golem with fire aspect. If you ask me, that's something that both us and the villagers can get behind. When you're trying to kill a baby zombie, every piece of grass that you find turns out to be an inconvenience. So instead of missing your sword swipe when you try to kill the ankle biters, what if we could swing through grass to kill these baddies? And then, if you actually do want to break the grass, just use any other item than a sword. Alright, pop quiz. Here I have two friends. Now, which one's at half health and which one's at full? Well, you're both wrong, since they each only have one heart. So to fix that problem and make it more obvious which is which, it'd be nice to have a visual way to see someone's health through their name tag. That way, if your friend's running low and they've got a red name, you pass them a golden carrot to regen. Or if your enemy's still at full health, you'll know to retreat and try again to fight them later. What's the difference between this glass pane and this one? Well, the vanilla one aligns closer to the center, but now we have an option to place them toward the edge of the block, which opens up a lot of capabilities for building, since we can get that same window effect without ever having to use a full glass block, giving us both a cheaper and more efficient method to use for building. What if instead of chopping each block of wood individually, all we needed to do was chop one log a few times and that whole tree will come down? That way we don't need to waste the time to climb all the way up to the tree to get our logs, but instead we can handle it naturally from the ground floor. So as long as you're willing to chop away at the base, that patience will surely pay off. Having a quick and easy way to replant the seeds that we reap will be a welcome addition to the game. That way, instead of having to break the crop, pick up the seeds, and then replant, we can do it with a right click to finish in one fell swoop, which would make using bone meal so much easier. And we could do it all without the need for a redstone automatic farm. Why do we have blocks of coal, but no blocks of charcoal? Well, we fixed that, and now it's possible to combine multiple blocks into a storage block like so. Whether that's blaze rods, leather, or even a bundle of apples like this, which gives us both a new building block and a way to clean up our chests. Alright, so you're out exploring and you need to sleep to pass the day, but doing that gets rid of your spawn point back home. And now if you die out there, you're lost and homeless. So instead, what if we had a sleeping bag that could let us pass the night, but not reset our spawn point? That way we can be safe while we explore, all without losing our safety net back home. Link smashes bots, and now Steve smashes urns. See, with this change, we have a new way to store our items. And this gives us a single-use container to store up to a stack of items. Because when you need them, the only way to get your stuff out is by smashing or dropping a pot, which could also offer a lot of possibilities for redstone as well. Using hoppers and dispensers, you can get pretty lost, especially when you look at them from the wrong angle. So maybe some directional arrows can help to avoid wasting time. That way, instead of having to run around to find where it all goes out, you can just look at the arrows from afar and continue on your way. In 1.8, Skin's got a huge overhaul by adding in a second layer. And now, we've got another change. With this, details like hair, helmets, logos, they all become 3D modeled and rendered instead of a flat texture like this. And while the change is pretty subtle from afar, it makes a huge difference when you get up close. And if it's already possible in a mod, I see no reason why this couldn't make it into the base game. Third person in Minecraft is pretty useless, but with the ability to freely rotate our camera around Steve, we get a whole new way to play the game. And now, it's much easier to see what we're looking at and react accordingly to any danger from all sides. Because right now, the only thing that the F5 button is good for is a cringy Minecraft intro. What if the snowy biomes looked like this instead of this? With this simple change, the snow can pass through the leaves and make sure that no spot of the biome's uncovered, letting that winter wonderland feel alive. And while we're at it, Mojang, let's see the white snowy leaves from Bedrock make it into Java as well. And while we're redesigning the leaves, what if instead of a perfect cube, we had some bushier options like so? I mean, it only takes one look to Vanilla Tweaks to see that this add-on goes a long way. So while squared off leaves do get the job done, let's just be honest, getting the job done and getting that wow effect are two very different things. And when your forests start to look like this, instead of this, I think the choice is obvious. But even when they're bushy, any leaves would look weird without logs nearby. So how about having them decay faster after you chop down the tree? Currently, we have to take 2 trips through the forest, one to chop down the logs, and another to pick up all the saplings and apples. So a faster decay would make it so that we dispose of the forest and the evidence even sooner. Picture this, you're mining obsidian, and then, right as you're about to finish, you get hit, and now all of that progress is gone. So to avoid another 10-year mining excursion, something to add could be the ability to multi-mine blocks. That way, if we slip up, we still have time to continue breaking it without wasting all that effort that we put in before. And better yet, if 2 players mine the same block, this can let them break it even faster than before. Dying in the void is the worst way to go, but
That's a terrible idea.
Be just fine. See, while the usual totem of undying doesn't work in the void, this special one lets us fall into the void and then respawn safely up on the ground. So if your elytra were to break over in the End Islands, at least it isn't a total game over. Or what if instead of dying, you just kept falling, and falling, and falling right up until the point where you get teleported right at the top of the world. That way, instead of a long drop toward doom, you get a second chance for survival. And that way, if you're able to clutch it with a water bucket, you're completely good to go. Though even if you do die, at least there should still be attainable back on land. So the Impaling Enchantment only deals extra damage to mobs that spawn in the ocean, but that doesn't include drowned because they're marked as undead. It's confusing, to say the least, and it could quickly waste your levels if you don't know. So since these enchanted books don't come with an instruction manual, it would be handy to have a plain description to tell you what each enchantment does straight up. Signs are a great way to label your chests, but as soon as you try to open with one, it's too tough. So instead of avoiding the sign altogether, a simple right click through the sign would make all of our problems go away. And hey, maybe there's some version of this for item frames as well. That way we don't have to accidentally rotate the item when we try to open up the chest. As it is, we can't place 2 slabs of different types on one another, but maybe it's time to diversify. And if we were able to mix and match slabs, we could bring a whole lot more color and variety to your build, 1/2 step at a time. And while we're at it, why not get vertical slab placements as well? That way we can add more depth to your builds, or even just make an extra tricky part of a parkour course. But if we're revamping the slabs, it might be worth making it so that we can break 1/2 slab at a time if we want. Right now, 2 slabs break like a full block. But if you want to mix and match different slab combos, it seems like an easy fix to just be able to shift and then break which one you want. And it would make our mistakes in the future a lot less noticeable. Stop filtering your items like this. Instead, try a golden hopper. With its addition, it'd be much cheaper and more compact to build a simple item sorter for a farm. So say you want bones from a skeleton farm, but nothing else. Well, just choose
I wanna
bones
play
here.
more Zelda.
It'll only
What the
push
hell? Why are
the
there so
item
many
that we
people
need,
here?
while the rest stays up top. Instead of 16 different beds to choose from, we should have an infinite number, which sounds crazy,
What?
but since there's already banners that we can use to customize other aspects of the game, why not use them for our bed spreads as well? And this should make it a lot easier to find out which is which when we place our Minecraft beds next to each other. Without checking, which has more saturation, cooked salmon or cooked cod? Well, by adding a feature like the apple skin mod, we'd be able to see that the answer is obvious. So instead of guessing and wasting our food, the hunger value would just be shown on the bar before you eat it. And while you're enjoying that 12 saturation rabbit stew, it'd be cool to see Mojang step up their eating animation to have a proper look like so. Because currently, it looks like Steve is eating the bowl instead of drinking his mushroom soup. So by adding in unique animations, it'd be a lot more entertaining and logical to say the least. Ending is one of the best enchantments in the game, but it could be better. Since why do I need to get more XP to repair my tool when I'm already at level 137? It just seems wasteful. So how about instead we could use some of the experience that we already have saved in the bar to fix up a tool like this. In Bedrock, all it takes to place a bunch of blocks is to hold down the use key. But in Java, you need to be rapid clicking just to get it all done, which can be a real hassle, especially when you need to destroy some misplaced blocks. So in the future, it'd be nice to just do the same and hold down the right click to place a stack of blocks as easy as this. While you're accurately placing all those blocks, it's frustrating to see that even in creative, we have a limit to how far we can place our blocks. But on a creative world, you'd think that'd change. So to eliminate those setbacks, why not have an infinite reach to let us place and build blocks from a distance? And that'll let this limitless mode feel a lot more, well, limitless. Why would you build a double door if you could only open up one at a time? So instead, if there are 2 doors that are placed next to each other like so, the game should recognize it and open up both of them at once, instead of just one at a time. Wolves are a Minecraft player's best friend, so we should treat them that way. And this dog armor add-on could do just that. With this, we can make our dogs a lot more fierce for battle. And hey, we also don't have to use as many stakes to heal them up after a fight. That'd be appreciated too. Instead of a Minecraft inventory like this, let's try this instead. See, which is a simple option to toggle between light and dark colors, we could save our eyes that hassle of playing Minecraft late into the night. And come on, Minecraft's title screen already got a dark mode, so why not get one for the rest of the GUI? Minecraft spiders are not very scary, but this can change that. See, if our spiders were able to crawl up the walls like this, instead of the awkward way that they're used to, that'd be a welcome challenge to deal with. Though it would be much more scary, so this should probably just exist in harder difficulties only. You and I are in two different dimensions right now, but you probably didn't notice that since we're using the Immersive Portals mod. And having that ability to create seamless transitions between dimensions would be a real treat to have in vanilla. That way we know exactly what we're getting ourselves into, and we avoid walking straight into a pool of lava right off the jump. Now, you've seen a single chest, a double chest, but how about a colossal chest? And with one of these big things, we could store over 210,000 items in just one chest. Which sounds like a big number. That's how many of you have subscribed in the last 30 days. And to store all of you Minecraft fans, we can craft some chest wall blocks like so, and make a mega structure big enough to help us pass Fortnite and prove that Minecraft is the strongest community. So instead of yet another Hermitcraft chest monster, let's opt for this monster chest instead. Instead of a zombie walking like this, what if it hobbled around like so? Or instead of a dog chasing like this, it had a proper run cycle. And this goes to prove that even if you keep the same models, there's a lot more life and realism that's still left to add to these mobs. And adding on to that realism, I'm adding some extra details to the mobs as well. Whether that's ears on the pig or horns for the sheep, there's little changes that can go a long way without needing a complete overhaul. Moving around a chest or a furnace can be a real hassle, but if we could just pick them up and move them around, we could remove that piece completely. And that sounds a lot nicer than having to move all the items into your inventory first. Or if getting animals into place for your farm is your concern, then this could solve that too. And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video, so see if they're right. Have a good one.
This video is sponsored by Audible. Thanks, guys. It seems to have invited others to participate. There's a giant diamond block tower now, and Pearls has gotten a little taller as well. Tango's... the rules are just changing. I mean, the rules were quite simple. I thought it was obvious. In diamond ore only, as high as you can go. But no, we got diamond blocks now. We got just straight up stone. I think Tango really didn't get the message. And then over there, Doc has gone crazy. His has got these. The thing is terrible. Little falsy over there.
Ring cutter.
It's a good effort. Well, we've got a lot to do today. Wait, there's another one. There's another one over there. I'm not sure these diamond block towers count, because the whole point of this is to get all the way up to the build height, and then me and Scar, I guess, are gonna race all the way down and see how many actual diamonds we get from this. Let's do a little height comparison here. Doc is winning by a country mile. That is quite the sight, and I guess the Mumbo moustache just keeps moving. Well, we should see if we have any diamonds for us to collect, which we do. The news is that our Mumbo Jumbolio has returned to Hermitcraft because he's done something here with a giant hole. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there is evidence of his return, and it looks like he's decided to keep the overgrown nature of his base. Now he's just embraced it, and he didn't fall for my invitational mustache. There's officially no more rules to this game. Mumbo's just made a giant redstone tower. Glad to see that he's just hopping right in. I have done some very quick off-camera mining. Don't believe me? Okay, I'll do it on camera. There we go. And I'm ready to add to the diamond pile. I can only stomach so much diamond mining every single episode. Ooh, yikes. Skull, what is going on there? Wow. I hope there's a reasonable explanation for that. The big question is, are we going to end up above Doc's tower or not?
What is the situation?
Not even close. Not even close. Actually, kind of close. So, remember last episode where we, quote, won the Easter egg hunt? We had all of the Gregs come back in this neat yellow box. It turns out that X and Hypno and I all got the same thing, and it's not over. There's a tiebreaker that I didn't know about. So we're going to head over and do that right now and see who wins.
Hello, fellas. How you doing? I've gathered you here today to get the results of the egg hunt finished and declare a winner.
You know, I was kind of happy just to split the prize, but apparently we gotta do more eggs.
No,
I enjoyed egg hunting. I'm happy to have the support.
Yeah.
No
So,
sharing.
your
No
goal-
sharing allowed.
No sharing. So your goal today is to raid this woodland mansion. There are roughly two stacks of gold eggs, which I've thrown on the ground here.
Ooh.
And so you will have 5 minutes to run through
Rail
there
outlines
and
your
find as many
fate.
eggs as you can. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh,
Alright, let's go. Yeah.
oh yeah, the door is right here.
Stand clear. Animal test 6308.
Okay. 5 minutes, which isn't long. I think behind every pillar is going to be one. Stay on the bottom floor for now. 5 minutes is not super long. You hear that popping? I need to go upstairs, I think. I think I might go straight to the third floor now. 16. Not too bad.
No turning
Seems to be
back.
about 2 in each room.
Leave you
So
apart.
once I've got
Animal
2...
hypostasis
Oh no, there's 3! I bet there's one up here as well.
Illusion shattered.
That was a good route. They didn't go to the third floor. One thing I need to win this, I need to avoid going where the other guys have gone already. So by going straight to the third floor after I've done the 2 minutes left. After I've done that, then that's how I'm gonna make sure. Because if you follow someone else's trail, you're not gonna find any eggs. I think I've got all of them upstairs now. Maybe I haven't been in here. 1 minute left. Okay, I'm pretty confident that I've done all of them upstairs now. Yeah. Okay, there's probably not a lot left up there if there is anything. So now I can make my way downstairs, check under the stairs. Oh yeah. There's 2 stacks of golden eggs, meaning I've done pretty well. 48 eggs, that's gotta be good. That's gotta be good, that's nearly half. Yeah, I'm backtracking on myself now. 15 seconds, there's no way. Oh, there's one more! If that was it, if that was the last one, that's the best I could do, I think. I've got nothing left. Yeah, 50! 50, all finished. Woo!
Alright, so final egg counts, guys.
I don't want to brag, but I think I've done quite well.
You guys want
I
to...
got 200.
200, oh wow, that's,
That's
quite a
pretty
bit for
good,
how many.
Isn't that more than Jevin put in the
More than what
mansion?
was in the game.
I got 28.
28, okay, very,
Is that
very
good?
fair. Okay, what'd you get into?
I ended up with a total of 30.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Green.
And I got a total of 50 eggs.
Wow!
50 eggs.
That's
You
big.
know what's crazy? When I was watching you, Green, I saw you miss multiple eggs too, so...
Doesn't matter, speed is key. Speed is key.
Speed is key. Alright, well, congratulations, Green. You are
Yeah,
the
congrats,
winner of 19 diamond blocks
What?
and 4 netherite ingots.
What?
So...
Alright, come in,
Congrats,
fellas.
Ryan.
Come in, fellas. No. I wanted to share this from the start, so 1 for you. 1 for you.
Thank you very much. How
And
generous.
Are
one
you
for
helping the netherite?
yeah. 1,
It's like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
2, and I'll keep the 2. So there's 2 for me and 1 each for you.
Wow, that's awesome.
Very
Very generous. Thank you.
Okay, so even more diamonds to add to the pile today. Now we are going to go and start working on our base. Time to put a hole in this rock and start actually building some structures. But before that, it's time to play a little sponsorship advert. Wait, please, don't. You were about to skip forward, maybe? Possibly don't skip forward because this is a super special one. I spent a lot of time and effort on this. It's actually, I did this with Mumbo. Mumbo filmed this! Let's play this ad.
No, my
Really, I
soul.
really hope you like it. It's so exciting to play an ad. It's like a movie within a movie. Yeah. Ready?
So, tell us about something you use, maybe.
So, it basically plays audio and tells you exactly what to do with your life. There's only one book on there at the moment, but so far it's been absolutely amazing.
What exactly is it telling you to do?
Well, it's been helping me reconnect with nature.
Landscaping your mind. Chapter 2. The earth is the dough of life. The mints will help you link with the green bread.
What else is it telling you to do?
It's also been helping me to improve my communication skills.
Landscaping your mind. Chapter 3. Remember to ask your guests open-ended questions.
How are you doing today? You all good?
The other one says he is sad.
Oh no, here. Let me pour you some tea, and we're going to make everything all better. We are all out of tea. It even told me to bounce my way through this interview, so...
Graham, can I have a look at this app you've been using?
Yeah.
Do you have to keep bouncing the whole time?
Yeah.
Great, that's it, Audible. This is meant to be for Audible. You know, thousands of titles, wonderful narrators, free to every month. It's...
What is the situation?
How can you find that? I've been working with it for years, huh? Have you always used that app?
I can do it. I'm here.
Don't get it wrong, go to audible.com/Grian or text Grian to 500 500. My recommendation for today is Sherlock Holmes, The Definitive Collection, read by Stephen Fry, and yes, the stories are over 100 years old, but that makes it
Ready
all
for
more
anything.
interesting, trying to understand some of the language, but also the stories hold up magnificently. Again, if you want to try out Audible, it's audible.com/Grian or text Grian to 500 500. Let's get back into the video. I wish I could come up with stuff like that for each of my integrations. I want to say a massive thank you to all of you that in the past that have signed up for a free trial, because it absolutely helps the channel and it is an awesome service that I use genuinely every single day. So, we are going to move on to creating some of this build today. Well, you can see this giant stone cutout, which I unceremoniously pasted on the top, so that I basically, I didn't have just a hole in here. So what we're going to do is we're
Not
going to
fair.
build some
While she's talking, I'm already
structure
getting
now.
cold.
I don't know if I've actually explained this before. Sometimes I forget what I've already told you and what I haven't. The big rock here is going to get bigger. It's going to have loads of floating rocks connected with vines, but there's a really big theme for the structure. And the theme is multiple themes. So this part of it is going to be sort of Neo-Greek. It's going to be very sort of antiquated columns and that sort of thing. And then as we go higher, the themes are going to evolve and change. And the reason for that is to, well, it's kind of to keep my own interest in a build. When you're spreading a huge build over many months, in order to stay creative, sometimes you've got to mix it up a little bit. And that's what we're going to do with this big build. There is probably enough space in here for some major farmage. Anyway, let's crack on and build some actual structure to this rock. You ready? Let's go! Check it out. We have got ourselves our first structure on the big rock. I almost call it the entity. It's like the big entity. And you'll see that I've got myself a bit of scaffolding here. Now, I actually cut this time lapse a little bit short because of this. Wait, Mumbo, stand. Mumbo, stand a little to your left.
Now you shall perish.
What? That guy. I stopped it because of that guy. Look, I didn't do this. I did not do this. Mumbo messaged me. He's like, oh, I'm looking for a base. I'm like, yeah, come on. Let's go talk to him about this. Yeah, this guy. When you said, like, what is it, like, base next to me or close to me? I didn't. It's real close.
Yeah, we're like super neighbours, dude. You built a bridge like straight to my love building. It was fantastic.
Shine down.
You are literally on my front door. And I guess I wasn't quite expecting the size.
What do you mean?
The size of this thing.
You could have gone towards your base.
I did it. I'm eternally
I did
grateful.
it away from it.
But this,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. This here says vault.
Yep. Just vault. Yeah,
Vault,
this is just
right,
my
so-
vault. Yep.
It's the second time you're planning on building a vault directly in front of my base.
Yes.
Now, it is weird that it's happened twice.
Light it up.
Yes. Well,
here's the thing, you know, so firstly, my vault so far has been impenetrable. You haven't actually got inside of said vault, which is fantastic.
Well,
Secondly,
this is what I want to propose to you, right? So if you're going to build a vault, you're clearly, like, the challenge is so obvious.
you got a bridge to it.
I got a bridge to your vault. So here's what I want to propose, right? Once your vault is actually built and ready, right? I want the opportunity to break in. Yeah, no, I won't have any items, no gear or nothing. I'm going to try and figure out how to break in. If I die, I can't break in for another 2 weeks or whatever.
Okay, that sounds like a really fair deal.
But if I break in, I get the goodies. So
I hope you realise there'd be a lot of goodies in there. Like this is, I'm actually going to need help transporting the items from my previous vault over to this vault. That's how many there are.
I did hear that there was more diamonds than the entire server combined.
It's an awful lot. You know, it's an awful lot.
Right.
So,
what do you think?
That would be a lot.
A challenge?
I mean, it does sound like a good challenge. It does sound good. I mean, it does sound. I don't know. Like, what's in it for me though? Wait, you're just attempting to break into my vault.
Okay, every time I fail, I'll pay you an accumulating amount of diamonds to go in the vault.
This sounds good.
So we could start. I don't know. We start with 10 diamond blocks, and then we double it every time.
Start with 10. I mean,
all right, let's start with 5. Let's start with 5.
I mean, not that it really. Like, I wouldn't even notice that going.
Drop in the ocean for your vault.
Yeah,
nothing.
But still, you know, if we can start with 5. 5 sounds good.
Okay, cool. I like this idea. So I'm gonna attempt to break into the gigantic vault on the front door.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And if I fail, then I die and I have to wait 2 weeks. If I succeed, I get all the goodies, and you get more diamonds to go in there.
Gosh. Oh, this is exciting, but also nerve-wracking.
Those are my goodies.
Oh no, they're in my vault now.
No, there is no vault.
Seen the words.
There is no vault. No.
No, it's cool. It's cool being neighbours again. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. Are you happy? You still happy to be my neighbour? Was this? I still can't tell if this was a welcome. Like you seem like.
No, I'm genuinely. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm genuinely thrilled that you're gonna be here. I just wasn't quite ready. I was not ready for the giant. Wow. Good luck trying to make a vault that can keep me out and get creative. See you later. Wait! Where's the Jumbo? He went on a break for so long, he lost the Jumbo to his Mumbo. Now that's just wrong. Maybe he's put the Jumbo inside of his vault. Okay, so let's talk briefly about the style here. So we've kind of got like this weird 1800s meets Greek style, which is going on here, and I've built a scaffolding. Now, the scaffolding is because I'm doing a whole bunch of floaty rocks here. My portal is going to go right there, and this structure I need to continue. I haven't planned much of this, but I need to continue it round and up. But for now, we just need that entrance because all of the stuff is going to go inside the rocks for the time being. But this bit up here, this giant domey bit, I've talked in the past a lot about gradients. The gradients don't always need to be just like from the bottom to the top. So what I was going to try was have a patch, and I've not really tried this before, so this could go horrifically wrong. A patch of colour that doesn't detract too much. So I don't know if this is going to work out very well. So we've got a slightly lighter colour, and then replace this with the crimson wart block. And if we take a step back, hopefully. Yeah, you see, look, it creates like a little patch of colour. I need to kind of just mess with this a little bit, but if a patch here and a patch maybe down here and maybe a tiny bit up there, we've got ourselves. It looks damaged. It looks genuinely damaged. So it's definitely not as clean as before, but I actually kind of like it. It's going with this whole theme, and I just want to experiment with colours a lot more this season. So I'm going to stick with it. I think this is going to look good. I'm just going to keep giving it a little try. There we go. I actually quite like that. I actually really like that. It's different. It's not meant to be all one colour and uniform. It's meant to have that sprinkle of colour and more transition, and also it's not a gradient from the bottom to the top. This is a slightly different technique, really using all of these blues that we have available to us. It makes it look instantly bolder, which is partly what I'm going for. Now, on the inside, we've got ourselves, well, I've actually started some interior, can you believe it? So, I've got a vague idea of what I want to do. I want to have like a grand hall in here, and I'm thinking of mirroring this bit around the edge. The truth is, I don't have an awful lot of room inside the stone egg, the main stone that I have. I have got some space underneath, but I do need to consider